All right, chat. Week recap of the first week of March, the 2nd through the 6th. This week was so ass. We have nothing on Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday we have nothing but break evens, and then Friday we don't have nothing. So it's gonna be a relatively quick recap. I can probably brush, excuse me, through all these within 10 minutes. So that's gonna be my goal here for the day. Yeah. Let's get back in this replay mode. Okay, so Monday, very self-explanatory with why there's no trade. So we do have sell side right here. We have London low here, so I'm expecting shorts. We are in fact inside of high time frame imbalances, as you can see. Um, Really, I wanted to see like an inverse of this 15 minute, and then maybe a 5 minute continuation to London low or something like that. But in terms of longs, I really don't see why we would come up here. I mean, we already kind of filled this new week open gap right here. So I figured we might take sell side and then take that. So I don't know. I was really just up for anything. Just needed some type of confirmation. But market open, we basically just ran up. Boom, boom, boom. Absolutely no retrace. Boom, we failed to hit this retrace. I would have looked for a long here because we had an Asia high inside of this new week opening gap. And this is definitely a scenario where I would be like, okay, I'm open for longs. Delivering out from, I guess, taking these lows out. And I think we did have an SMT. Not anything significant though, but yeah, we rejected out of that 5 minute, rejected out of the 15 minute. There might be an hourly. Okay, there we rejected out of an hourly. So this long would have been really nice if we got this. Yes, it is super super deep in premium. Not much good structure. If we came a little deeper into that 5 minute, definitely would have probably got something nice here. But I mean, if we just skip through the rest of the kill zone, you can see there's absolutely nothing to take. Nothing but chop work here. Okay, here's what that 1 minute looked like. Absolute dog shit. So there's nothing there. Now we can go on to the next day. So Tuesday, we got a break even trade. Alrighty. Okay, so we got this sell side down here still. We did take these relatively equal lows out, so I'm gonna be, quite aware and just paying attention for that basically. And then we got untapped. Why am I on the 115 minute? What the fuck? So we got some imbalances up here. We're in a huge hourly, so pretty much just waiting to see again confirmation of which direction we want to go. The 15 minute, I mean, we inverse these gaps here so I can look for some type of continuation. Let's see. Let me bring this back to market open. So if we manipulated lower, taking out these equal lows, and then got a reaction higher, I would have looked for longs here. I guess I'm not. I really wasn't looking for anything specific this day. I don't recall. It doesn't look too, obvious to me. So, again, just waiting. Market opens. We have a bull run candle up there. We actually have an SMT here. Okay. As you can see with ES right there, ES pulls into a 15 minute, I believe. Yep, that 15 minute gets filled. NQ pulls into this 15 minute all the way up here. We completely fill the hourly here. Assuming there's a 30 minute as well. Yep, filled at 30 minute. And so basically we have the SMT. Okay, we had great manipulation, or not. I used the wrong word. Well, this was a pretty good manipulation candle. Market open Judas swing. But we got great delivery is the word I'm trying to use. There was a 2 minute here. Okay, there was a 2 minute that you could have avoided this or whatnot, but I mean the delivery off the 1 minute, especially with equal lows down here, and then we have this final sell side paired with that higher time frame sell side over there. Shorts looked really really clean to me. We already tapped into all these imbalances we had in SMT, everything, great delivery. This was perfect. We have a good break even point. These relatively equal lows right there. So price ends up hitting them, reverses higher, and we could have probably got some type of shorts here, but I did not like this. Okay, I absolutely hate on market open whenever we run up and then we run down and we run back up and then we run back down. That's like the biggest sign that price is going to be absolutely dog shit. The only trade I could see taking is this 2 minute inverse, and this took a long time to get inverse, so by the time we actually got the trade, this was pretty much invalid for me. I think this day we chopped insanely bad. Yeah, this is fucking horrible, man. This is how the past days have just been. Price action literally sucks so bad. Yeah, dude, this is horrible, horrendous, horrendous, very bad, very bad. There's that sell side still remains down there. Yeah, another good trade. Well, not another. That was the first trade. Yeah, I would rate this a pretty A plus setup. We had a great break even point, great targets below here. Just horrible price action, right? We can't really do much about that. Now on to Wednesday. Follow with another. Oh my gosh, that slide was crazy. Another break even. So let me see. Market open. Okay, we have a huge 4-hour up here. This is a massive 4-hour imbalance right there. We have an hourly right there. I don't know if we have an SMT or anything. Doesn't really look like it. So market open. What I was really expecting was because we were already in this bullish trend. And I really thought we could come for Asia high up here. It's not really anything too crazy. It's just a random. It's not. I don't know how to explain it. Like this London low, this is a true London low. This is like a really shitty high to target. But, I mean, I was just really aiming for this buy side liquidity all up here. We had a bunch of stacked highs. So I figured we want to run up on the higher time frame. And basically, we generated all this low resistance. We were inside of this imbalance here. And what I wanted to see price do was manipulate just a bit lower, maybe tap OTE, discount of this range. And then from there, I would expect a long setup. To target all this low resistance, really the main thing I'm trying to target, right? Market open did not do that. We eventually just ran up, and we actually get a setup from here. So we tap into the 4-hour, or we fill the 4-hour, take out all this low resistance right here, and we have a really clean short here. I think on the 1 minute, 2 minute, and 3 minutes. We got 1 minute. Here's the 2 minute, and here's the 3 minutes. We got multiple time frame inverses. Very, very A plus. Although my bias wasn't bullish, everything made sense. It aligned. We tapped into we filled high time frame imbalances. We took out this liquidity here, this low resistance, and then we have a great rejection wick right there, followed with good reaction to the downside, and then of course an inverse of 3 different time frame fair value gaps all in one. And then what made this setup like mostly, I would say, is the break-even point as well. We have a 930 wick down here, paired with this untapped 5 minute, just below, where we came. And this is also a 1 minute set of equal lows. So this was a really, really good setup here. We also have equilibrium right there. So great break-even point. Wow, we edged equilibrium, it looks like. But yeah, we just hit the break-even point and then ran up. I really don't remember much about what we did the rest of this kill zone. Looks like we just chopped very, very slowly moving up, and then I don't know where we get a big candle to the upside. Like what? What the actual fuck, bro? There was a 5 minute. Rex came in at low 927. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. But let's see here. We got a continuation. Well, we already hit all these levels actually. Never mind that. Disregard that. We already hit all these levels. There's really nothing else to target here. The next targets are all the way up here, and it's very unlikely that we're gonna continue running up. But here is the model we got. Pretty much we pulled back into that 5 minute, got an inverse, and then we have an untapped 5 minute just above. Let me move this. I'm in the Discord call right now, and I don't know if the video is gonna pick that up, but they're pretty loud. This is definitely not any A plus setup or anything like that. This is just something that's it's really obvious. You can see it as a setup, but it's really dog shit in terms of the context. So now on to the final trading day, and then we have 2 more days, but only one of them had a trade. So gotta finally finish this. This has been on my mind like all weekend. I couldn't focus because I knew how to get this shit done, but I wasn't getting anything done. Okay, this day was this is the best structure we've had all week, I would say. Um, we before market open, we already dude. Why is everybody so loud right now? This is pretty annoying. But London Low gets taken before market open. As soon as market opens, we run up with a huge candle here. There's really no room for entry because there was no manipulation, or this did not look like manipulation at all. Usually, sometimes before market open, we'll have a manipulation, we'll get a reaction outwards, and then I'll just expect continuations. But this was disgusting looking. Yeah, this was nasty. I would not take any trade here. And of course, my thing's frozen. We'll just use this for now. But yeah, we get that 5-minute pullback, which is essentially what I was looking for. This is perfect. Pretty tiny 1 minute. We probably had a 30-second somewhere around there, but it doesn't really matter. We have a 1 minute there that gets inverse with great delivery, as you can see right there. Perfect. We have 1 and 2 break-even points right there. Really, really good. Boom, what do we got break even? And this, depending on where your break evens are, because some people like to hold this and give this room to breathe, because all it did was just pull back into the gap and then, get candle closure out of there, but did end up hitting. Now, I don't know how this would have worked, okay? We have London and Asia, okay? London is the most obvious target. Asia is not as obvious because it's just a set in these highs, but London is very, very obvious. I feel like because I did not take this trade, why didn't I take this trade? It was third. I accidentally slept in on this day. This was pretty unfortunate, but even if I did, I 100% would have got break even here. But in this case, let's say I didn't. We hit London. My TP would have definitely been at Asia, and I would have just waited for this to get hit, and then we would have just eventually got break even. So that's pretty unfortunate, but yeah, that's that. That's pretty much the only trade we get. We don't get anything else for the rest of the day. There's nothing to A+. We hit both sell side and buy side, and we can just expect chop from here, which is exactly what we're getting. So now on to the last day. I wonder how long this video is going to be. Let me see. So this day was really, really ass. Like extremely ass. We had NFP. Price dumped. Next sell side targets we have are like down here. Right? These are our next sell side targets. We can expect that to get hit. We're inside of a massive 4 hour, so that's something to definitely take into consideration. If you're looking for shorts. So you gotta look out for that. You gotta have a high conviction because we're also inside of an hourly down here. Now, market open, we tap into this 15-minute, and dude, structure looks horrible. There's no room for manipulation. This looks disgusting, dude. It just looks so ugly to me. As you can see, market open just opens with some disgusting price action. We get one very clean candle to the downside. Do have some equal lows here. Huge delivery. The RR is going to be scuffed, so you're going to have a really tight stop. And yeah, something like that. That's the only play I could have seen just because of the candle closure and equal lows below. We tapped into the 5 and 15-minute. Okay, right there. But it's just not something I'm really looking forward to. This looks really ugly. Yeah, it's always these ugly-ass trades that end up hitting, and then the good, solid A+ models just get fucking break even. And the rest of this day, we just chop within this range, okay? This is, well, before that, we were in this 125-point range, and then we just start moving up and down. This is just, oh my goodness, horrendous. So fucking ugly. Goodness gracious, man. I hate looking at this shit. I'm so glad. I also slept in this day because I full ported CPI or not CPI, NFP. This was quite unfortunate. So here's NFP. I had my stop 20 or 30 points above. 30 points above the candle that we were at, right? We're around where we were. Boom. Shit stopped me out. And yeah, blew the Lucid account. So that was pretty annoying. I don't think I made a recap video on that. I was too tired and too lazy, and it just wasn't too important for me to make a recap on it. But yeah, I was pretty annoying. So next time, I think I'm just going to put a 30. Well, even if I did have 35, I would have came very, very close. Who knows? It probably would have filled me. I don't know. But yeah, that NFP was brutal, bro. Thought that was going to be easy pass. Fuck no. So we'll see how CPI goes, because I have CPI news tomorrow. Or we have CPI news tomorrow. As you can see, got some Apex accounts, so we'll see how that goes. So that's gonna be it for this video, this week recap. Very, very shitty week. Probably the most shittiest week I've seen all week. You know, it's like I'd like to learn something from these trades. Like if there's a loss, I can learn from it and be like, okay, you know, whatever. But it's just these trades. They're really good trades. They're just break even trades, and I'm pretty sure on every single trade except no. Okay, there's let me check just to be sure, so I'm not spreading false info. Okay, bias was right on the first trade. We just got stopped. Okay, bias was wrong on the second trade. On the last trade, bias was right. That Thursday trade was probably the most A plus. That was definitely the most A plus setup out of all the three from this week. Monday, Friday didn't have shit, and yeah, there's nothing else to talk about. Price is dog shit. We'll see what we get for the rest of this week. So far, okay, sneak peek for the next week recap. Monday and Tuesday, we've had 2 break evens that were winning trades. Okay, and it's been a lot of edging lately. I don't know why. Shit is crazy. Like today, there was a short. All right, 1 minute short. Same thing. Market open, we run up, and then we get that Judah swing, and then manipulation to the down or distribution to the downside. Brother, this was insane. Y'all just gotta wait for the week recap. But I'm just telling you right now, we edged the break-even point by like 2 ticks. Run up. Stopped out. I didn't take this trade. Okay. I actually slept in again, dude. I don't know what the fuck has been up with me, but I'm glad I didn't. Either way, I would have gone break even at this point in time, based off the distribution to to the downside, and then we run back lower. Okay. We reject. We give a 5-minute short, a 5-minute, pullback. We pull back into a 5-minute, 1-minute IFVG with amazing delivery, the most deadliest death candle I've seen on an inverse in a while. We literally closed beneath the whole entire, like, 3 set of candles that form the fair value. That was crazy. And then we edge. I'm not even joking. We edge the take profit by literally 1 tick, 1 singular tick, 0.25 points. This is insane, bro. We just edged that like crazy, and then that was Tuesday, and then the day before that, Monday, we also edged the target. Let me go on the 1-minute chart so I can see this better. We come down, we sweep all the break-even points, we pull back, we come like maybe like 2 or 3 points like shy of the sell side liquidity, which was also an untapped 1 hour, and then we just run up to the break-even, and then we run back down and take out what we just edged. So lots of edging going around here. Shitty price action. I don't know if I want to trade the rest of the week. I could really just take the rest of the week off and just wait for this shit to, get better. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this trade recap, or not trade recap, the week recap. And yep, I'm out. We'll see how CPI news data goes tomorrow. And yeah, that's it. Peace.